Good Monday afternoon, and thank you for joining us for 22 News at 4 o'clock. I'm Nick Oresco. It is officially meteorological winter, feeling a lot like winter out there this afternoon. Let's bring in 22 News Storm Team meteorologist Brian Lapis for a look at weather conditions and current traffic out there for those who are still hitting the roads after the Thanksgiving holiday.
Yeah, it's almost like somebody flipped the switch, right? Yeah. Cold and dry these past couple of days, and there's more of that, and maybe even some snow here later on this week. Let's take a quick look at traffic and show you what's happening here. The good news here, no problems with traffic. I-91 from the Connecticut state line to Whately in good shape. I'm noticing we're also in good shape on the Mass Pike from Lee to Worcester County. Let's take a look at temperatures now. And as expected, we are in the 30s. 38 in Springfield, 37 in Greenfield, 34 in Northampton, 37 Westfield, and 36 in Orange. Even cooler right now in the Berkshires. So upper 20s and low 30s for you. A little bit more in the way of clouds over the Berkshires and possibly even a few flurries. In the valley, though, we've been mostly clear, most if not all of the day. We do have the potential for a few clouds here tomorrow and then the potential for some snow later on the week. I already mentioned that. We'll talk about it with our 22 News Storm Team Skycast.
The man considered the prime suspect in a double homicide in West Springfield nearly 50 years ago was finally arraigned this morning in the Hampden County Court of Justice. After nearly 5 decades, the West Springfield double homicide of Teresa Marcoux and Mark Harnish remained a mystery. Marcoux was only 18 years old and Harnish was 20 when they were shot and left on Route 5 in West Springfield. The DA's office connected 71-year-old Timothy Jolie to the cold case murders using a partial fingerprint. Hampden County District Attorney Anthony Gallooni says even with these leads, Jolie is innocent until proven guilty. He says cases like this can take some time.
This is really the first step of a long process, and we've brought it here based on probable cause and the information that we have, but there's a long journey ahead, and we're going to march that journey with the family and meet our burdens when the time comes.
Jolie is being held without bail. His next court appearance will be on January 2nd. The man accused of killing and dismembering his wife last year was in court this afternoon. Brian Walsh was last in court in October, where his lawyers raised questions about the Norfolk DA's office. They filed a motion requesting a large amount of documents pertaining to law enforcement in response to recent scandals, including the Karen Reed trial and the alleged killing of Sandra Birchmore. The October hearing was continued until this week to give the parties time to review a large amount of discovery. Anna Walsh was reported missing last January, and a few weeks later, her husband, Brian Walsh, was arrested on murder charges. Fire crews in Springfield worked to put out a fire on Dwight Street this morning. That fire was reported at 459 Dwight Street at the All-American Bar, Grill, and Patio just before 7:30 this morning. No one was hurt. Investigators are working to find out how that fire started. The owner announced on Facebook that due to that fire, the restaurant will be closed until further notice. President Joe Biden has decided to issue a pardon for his son, Hunter. President Biden's decision marks a reversal, as he has previously said he would not use his executive authority to pardon his son. The pardon comes ahead of Hunter Biden's December 12th sentencing for his conviction on federal gun charges. Hunter Biden is also set to be sentenced in a separate criminal case on December 16th after pleading guilty in September on federal tax evasion charges. The president's pardon is expected to cover Hunter Biden's gun charges and conviction with that guilty plea. Hunter Biden's criminal trial in June was the first involving the child of a sitting president. Well, back now with meteorologist Brian Lapis. Dry the next couple days, but we could see some snow by midweek.
Yeah, we're looking at Wednesday night as the potential for our first, widespread accumulating snow. In the meantime, it's dry and it's cool. Clouds and radar showing mostly clear skies over the valley. There are some clouds and flurries bumping up against the Berkshires here. Let's look into the future. 22 News Storm Team Skycast, 5 o'clock here this afternoon, evening. Mostly clear skies. Light breeze out of the west-northwest here tonight, so we're going to cool down. Evening temperatures will be in the 30s and 20s. Eventually, an overnight low in the teens. Notice the clear air, at least over the valley. There will be some scattered clouds over the Berkshires. And then tomorrow is a partly to mostly sunny day. We start with plenty of sunshine. Then afternoon, here comes some clouds and the possibility of a few flurries over the Berkshires. We'll talk about that snow chance for later this week on 22 News at 5.
Brian, AC/DC will be making their way through North America for the first time in 9 years after finishing their European leg of their Power Up Tour. The rock legends will be performing across 13 stadiums in North America next year. That includes Gillette Stadium on May 4th. Tickets go on sale this Friday. Moana 2 and Wicked boosted the box office to a record Thanksgiving weekend. The Disney sequel opening with an estimated $221 million over the 5 days, topping the $121 million haul by Frozen 2 back in 2019. Universal's Wicked brought in an additional $117 million, lifting its 2 weekend totals to $359 million around the world. The domestic box office brought in $420 million, smashing the record set in 2018, which was led by Ralph Breaks the Internet. Well, tonight on 22 News, starting at 5 o'clock, the man considered the prime suspect in a double homicide nearly 50 years ago is facing a judge for the first time. We'll have the latest from the courtroom. Plus, at the State House in Boston, state officials met to discuss potential tax revenue for 2026. And we'll explain what state lawmakers are looking to pass before the end of this year. Brian.
Traffic looking good as we kick off the evening commute up and down I-91. We're in good shape, and the Pike is also running smoothly. Also tracking the potential for some snow later on in the week. We'll get you updated on 22 News at 5.
Brian, thanks, and thank you as always for joining us for 22 News at 4 o'clock. Latest news and weather anytime on our website, wwlp.com, and the 22 News app.